Alright, welcome everyone to Orange Neolution Esport versus MUFC. This is the grand final of the GMPGL Malaysia, one of the 8 GMPGL that is used before you get to the GST main stage for GST April. So, of course, everyone knows those two giants, MUFC, Orange. Within it, they form the Triforce of Southeast Asia. MUFC with Winter captaining this team, TFG FC, which was the ex-captain of Invasion, Gigabyte, and Ling. Princess Ari, I don't really know. I think it's a stand-in. It may be replacing a Hontrash player at the moment, or it's just Hontrash player under another name, but I doubt it. And Orange, of course, with Mushi, the captain, Extinct, Net, KYXY, and Ohio. We will not see Ketchikan today. So, bans going on, and we see the Nyx as well as the Lone Druid getting banned. So that leaves the Nyx Assassin open, as Orange, they are banning the Shadow Demon instead with the Bat Rider. So you see the Magnus going through, you see the Darkseer going through, you see a ton of heroes that are usually banned, like the Keeper of the Light. But, you know, MUFC, they decide that Nyx is a bit too risky to play around with, and same for Lone Druid, who is an excellent offlaner who can do pretty much everything as an offlaner can do. I mean, he can pull the creeps with the bear, he can farm by being relatively safe with the bear, he can also, when he gets level 6, be very, very hard to gank. And we see MUFC, they go for the Magnus instead of the Nyx. So they decide to go for the pure teamfight strength of the Magnus, the really, really scary RP with the skewer and everything, instead of going for the Nyx gank heavy squad with the fact that, well, we have this support who can just gank around without needing smoke due to the Vendetta, who has a huge burst on his own without needing any big items because of just the pure moveset of Nyx Assassin. Plus, Nyx Assassin, remember guys, he has a lot of stuns. The Nyx Assassin Impale is 2.77 second of stun at level 4, which is almost as much as the RP that is level 2, which is 3 seconds. So when you compare that to, for example, a Lishrax Pilurf, which is only 2 second duration, or even a Rubik's Telekinesis, which can go up to 2.25 second and not up to 2.77, Nyx Assassin has one of the longest stun duration that is not a ultimate. So, Nyx Assassin, remember, it's not only about the burst damage, it's also about the number and the quantity of disable he can offer with the stun duration on the Impale, that's very long, and the Spy Carapace, that's also 2.4 seconds, so a total of almost, or even more than 5 seconds of duration combined of stun. And remember, Spy Carapace is almost like a mini Ravage. You go into the team fight, anyone who has like AoE damage, like a Shockwave, like a Fade Bolt, like just Weaver Sukuching around, it's gonna stun everyone. So Tinker is going to be the pick here for Orange. We're probably gonna see Ohio on that Tinker again. Ohio, who was known for his Tinker play when he got picked up by MUFC in the beginning of his career in the Dota 2 top scene, and now picked up by Orange. Ohio is probably gonna show us how Tinker is played. Although KYXY, we have seen him sometimes going for the Tinker in the jungle as well. KYXY is supposed to be the offlaner, but we have seen him play Tinker quite a few times, as he just sacks the lane and go straight for the jungle, try to get a few amount of creeps and get that fast ring of Soul Ring, I mean, and just stack Ancients and start just farming those up. So MUFC, they pick up the Rubik, that means they deny that for Orange, who very unlikely would have picked the Rubik anyway. I mean, Nyx Assassin, Lishrax, those are already 2 supports, and usually Rubik is played as support. Now, we have seen Ohio play Rubik in the middle lane, like in the semifinals of today, but we probably wouldn't have seen that. So Rubik is picked by MUFC anyway, that denies the steal from the RP, and Weaver is their third pick. Weaver, who is a carry that is very, very, I should say, rose in popularity a lot since a short amount of time. Those last few months, Weaver just came out of nowhere and started getting played more and more. And Weaver will have to be very careful because that's a hero that really likes to play around when there's very few amount of disables. We used to see Weaver picked as a 4th or 5th pick when the enemies went for a very slow heavy lineups that didn't have a lot of hard disables. Something like when you pick up a Venomancer, something when you pick up like a Shadow Demon, for example, who can't really do much against a Weaver, since Purge doesn't slow Weaver Sukuchi. But here you have a Nyx Assassin and a Leshrac, and as I said earlier, Nyx Assassin has a deceptive amount of disables. So Weaver will have to be very careful if he doesn't want to get bursted down. Same like we have a Tinker who deals 320 pure damage of laser plus rockets. As long as he has like vision on you, you can be bursted very quickly by those 3 heroes Orange already picked. Nyx Assassin, Leshrac, Tinker can all offer a lot of burst damage, and Weaver will have to be very wary of that. So Orange, they ban up the god damn it, I forgot the name, Visage, as well as Chen and Luna. Visage is a hero that MUFC plays a lot around with, and they have a lot of win rate with it as well. So they have a lot of success with Visage, who's gonna get banned here. Chen as well as Luna are gonna get banned as well. And MUFC, they ban up the Queen of Pain, the Bounty Hunter, and the Dark Seer. So a lot of offlaners ban getting, you know, targeted is KYXY. And Queen of Pain also, as we have a Tinker here, probably just guessing that Tinker would have been in the mid lane and Queen of Pain would have been in the off lane. So in any case, Queen of Pain is one of those heroes who is very dominant in the laning stage. Against a Magnus, for example, she can just bully him around since, well, she's a range hero, Magnus is a melee one, and with the Shadow Strike everything, Magnus is having a terrible time against Queen of Pain. But we have seen a lot of time Magnus even getting the first blood on the Queen of Pain if she gets very imprudent. Because, well, Queen of Pain, you have to remember that she's not the most tanky hero ever. And that means Magnus, when he reaches level 6, if he gets a full combo on a Queen of Pain that doesn't have her entire HP pool, she may very well go down. Keeper of the Light is going to get picked here by MUFC, and you see that Keeper of the Light, who doesn't get banned in the first banning stage, who doesn't get picked in the first banning phase, first picking phase as well, and not even banned in the second banning phase. So Orange and MUFC, they both decide that Keeper of the Light is not that much of a concern anymore. But MUFC is still gonna pick that up, and Keeper of the Light Rubik, still a very scary lane with a +1 due to the fact that you can just pick someone up and just put him into the Illuminate AoE. So Keeper of the Light is gonna offer a just ridiculous amount of mana, so you can just spam around. A Rubik Weaver Keeper of the Light lane can just screw up pretty much any tri lane right now that Orange can offer due to the fact that, well, Keeper of Light is still gonna have a hard time against Nyx, because as soon as Nyx sees that Illuminate getting channeled, he will just walk into it with his back carapace, and Keeper of Light will just harass himself. Still, you have to remember that in a tri lane, it's not only about Nyx Assassin. Sure, Nyx Assassin can reflect some damage back to the Keeper of Light, and Doom is picked! So MUFC, they decide to go for that Doom pick, and I must say, I haven't seen MUFC play a lot with Doom. I know that in Southeast Asia, we have some teams that decided to experiment with Doom. I think Zenith is a team that sometimes pick Doom, but MUFC, as far as I know, as far as I'm concerned, it's the first time to pick it. So, is that gonna be just a middle lane Doom with Magnus off lane, or are we gonna see... Well, technically they could go offensive tri lane with the Rubik, Weaver, Keeper of Light, Magnus mid lane, Doom safe lane, or Doom mid lane, I would say, yeah, rather Doom mid lane and Magnus safe lane, as it's harder to gank you if you're in the mid lane due to the shorter path between the two mid towers instead of the safe lane. So we'll have to see. We have to see how it goes, and we'll have also to see. Okay, so someone just told me my stream is offline, but I just checked. It's not the case. It's only delayed by 2 minutes. Of course, we don't want to have any problem or any issue with stream cheating. Although MUFC, Orange, they are both two very, you know, highly known team, and no one probably will be considering about cheating. It's still in the rules of the GMPGL and any tournaments, so we want to avoid any problem with that. And we still have to put some delay. Anti-Mage is going to be the last pick for Orange. So we're going to see a Mushi Anti-Mage KYXY on that Nature's Prophet on the offlane. Net and Leshrac very likely to be... Net and Leshrac. Net and Instinct, sorry. Very likely to be protecting Anti-Mage played by Mushi. And on the other side, we have Princess Ari playing the Weaver, Ling on the Keeper of Light, FZ on the Magnus. Rubik is going to be played as it's going to be Winter very likely. And Doom is going to be let in the hand of, I think it's TFG, too fucking good. Who, in that case, may be going in the safe lane? We'll have to see. So Princess Ari, as soon as we're in the game, I'll have to check the Steam account to make sure that it's not someone we know. So by the way, for those who don't know me, I'm Myzzrym. I used to be a Dodo Talk caster, but due to lack of time, I'm not gonna cast a lot anymore. So I just decided to be casting this one because, I mean, Winter, MUFC versus Orange. It would be a shame to miss that and have no one cast it. So apparently the music is not stopping for whatever reason, so we're just gonna stop that music. And let's check Princess Ari. Who is that? Steam profile. Let's make sure that it's someone we know. It is... Nope! It is no one we know. So, Triple H, Scooby-Doo, I don't really know. If you guys in the chat know who this guy is, feel free to just tell me. But since he has no friend in common with me and I just added a lot of MUFC Orange player, I'll just guess that it's no one that is really known at the moment. So, let's go over the players. We have FZ here on the bottom lane with Magnus, Winter on the Rubik, Ling on the Keeper of Light, and TFG on that Weaver. And in the middle lane is going to be Princess Ari on the Doom. So I guess you just swap the roles around, and Too Fucking Good is going to be on that carry Weaver. On the top lane is going to be Net, played by Nyx Assassin. Net playing Nyx Assassin. Extinct on the Leshrac. And we have, of course, Mushi on the carry Anti-Mage. Middle lane is going to be Ohio here on his legendary Tinker. And on the bottom lane is going to be KYXY, already sending the scout to, the trends to scout. And already getting pushback as well. It looks like it's going to be a defensive trial lane. So they don't want to be facing that Extinct plus Mushi and plus Net trial lane. They are aware that those two supports really can dish out a lot of damage, but not only this. If you're committing to an offensive trial lane, you're basically saying that you're not going to be able to pull the camps there and there. So that means you're forfeiting a lot of experience for your supports. If you go offensive trial lane, it's not only good to get a wash like a, you know, a pretty much, okay, so my carry farms, your carry farms, because the supports are going to be able to, you know, grab the camps and just pull there, whereas your supports are not going to be able to because you're in offensive trial laning. So, let's see in the middle lane. At the moment, FZ is leading, and he didn't miss a single creep. So yeah, he already used 2 shockwaves. That's no problem though, because here comes the bottle already. So he's going to be able to just bottle crow. It's very hard nowadays to lose the middle lane, as a lot of pro players say, because, well, how can you lose the middle lane when there's so much bottle crowing action going on? So now Tinker, we see that he is going, of course, for the laser level 1 to blind the enemy and to deal some damage, to screw up with the last hitting, which is not really happening right now. We see FZ is currently at 7 creep kills, leading the way. So the laser not doing too much to prevent him from farming. And Tinker is going to go for the Merchant of the Machine build. So we have seen some Tinker going back to the Heat-Seeking Missile and Laser build to go for high killing potential, but it looks like Ohio is just going to go for the good old March of the Machine build, ITV everywhere, I get the boost of travel very quickly, and he's even going to forfeit the bottle for that. He's just rushing up straight a boots right now on his Tinker, and whenever Tinker does that, it's probably to get a very fast boost of travel, because there's really nothing that you can do with an early boots. The Magnus isn't really a threatening hero, so you're not getting boots to just save your ass from incoming ganks from the Magnus. You're just doing that so you can get the boost of travel as fast as possible. So we see that KYXY decided to completely ignore the lane and go in the jungle, and same for Doombringer, played by Ari, who just decided to go in the jungle. Jungle Doom can farm relatively fast as well if he gets a fast, you know, I don't know, he's not going for a fast hand of Midas right now. So it's probably going to be a Soul Ring to get as much mana as possible to eat just Devour. Yeah, you see the Soul Ring recipe getting picked up. So it's just going to be farm Doom. We see Devour is getting leveled up. If we see a Doom that is just going for gank heavy build, you're probably going to see him pick one level of Devourer and then max Scorched Earth as well as level Death, instead of just going for the max Devourer. So just seeing that build probably means for me that he is going to, well, he's stacking the camps right now. Probably means that he's just going to go for a bit more farm heavy build. So a lot of Doom nowadays just go for a build that is the Shadow Blade Doom, and just go in invisibility, go in invis, go out of invis, walk once, use the Doom, use this level Death, and then follow the enemy around with Scorched Earth and just whack him in the face. So we'll have to see how that goes. The fact that he gets a Soul Ring is probably meaning that he's not gonna get a Arcane Boots, which is meaning that Doom is probably gonna get that Phase Boots to keep on chasing. And up, we see that he's eating a big Ursa right now, so he gets a clap. Not really being too much of an issue right now. It's just for farm purposes, it's not for gang purposes. In the meantime, the two supports here and the two supports there, both pulling the creeps. We see that the farm goes, TFG, as well as Mushi, they are all farming, and they are all getting at the top of the last hit list. We see Ohio now starting to get ahead of FZ. And yeah, Melody, you can't hear me because you are not in the spectator slot. You are in spec slot. Opportunities here. You are has. Oh. Smoke gank attempt by Orange. They're sitting here on the high ground, but Magnus decided to go on the bottom lane to get that Rune of Illusion. Winter protecting that rune, making sure that there's no enemy around contesting FZ's rune. And now FZ is back in the middle lane, but remember, that's a Magnus. That's very, very tanky, and also that has a skewer. So you see FZ just sees Nat going around and extinct. They know that the gank is pretty much screwed up at that point, and KYXY, he faked the TP. I hear the sound, but apparently nothing really happening there. So both of the carries just farming without any incident, and they are looking to go on that bottom lane to just defend and get some more experience, trying to make sure the tower doesn't fall right now. And Net starting to stack up the ancients so Tinker can get that fast boost of travel. No, Tinker actually gets the bottle after the boots. That's very, very surprising to me, because Ohio, I mean, those early boots, it didn't really accomplish anything that a early bottle wouldn't have done. So, well, not really sure what that was about. So, anyway, we see that Tinker is still farming very, very well. I mean, it's Ohio on that Tinker. You are guessing that he will be farming very well. Ling and Winter, they are smoked. They see that KYXY is back on the bottom lane, so they want to get something to do with that Nature's Prophet here. But KYXY looks like he's still fairly defensive here. And the Trent scouting around, but it is actually a false sense of security, because here comes Winter. Is he going to be fast enough? It looks like he will not be here in time. KYXY has boots and Winter does not. So those early boots saving up KYXY. And I was saying the Trent's really offering a false sense of security because it doesn't reveal the smoked units. Whoa! Look at the stack of creeps here. And, well, there's none here. So Ari, Princess Ari is just gonna eat one creep, and the rest is going to be blasted down by Ling. But the Trenchers are scouting around, making sure that the supports are getting annoyed. And the Blast is just gonna blast down the creep wave here. Ling is just using the Chakra Magic to make sure that he can just spam up that. And Tinker now, max level in March of the Machine. And he has decided to save up the other points. So he has, you see, +5 attributes. That's due to 3 Iron Branch and 2 from the Circlet. And that means he has only 5 points taken. He could get 2 level 1 in Heatseeking Missile, or 1 level in Rearm, 1 level in Heatseeking Missile. KYXY in a little bit of trouble here, getting pushed away by TFG. Oh, he's forced to TP away. He's gonna be going away in time, taking a lot of damage. And if he decided to, instead of TPing away, just walk back into his tower, he would have died there. So, Tinker now starting to use that Rearm, freshly put a pointing that, and then using that March of the Machine spam. But he has no ring of, he has no Soul Ring, so he's not going to be able to spam that much more. Doesn't really matter though, because after this huge creep wave, probably going to be very close to the boost of travel. Net in the meantime just leeching a lot of experience in the middle lane, and that's very good. That's something that we have to realize that Tinker abandoning his lane to get the enchant is not only an issue. Oh, we see a Observer Ward playing down here, but Ling, by planting that Observer Ward, might very well go down. He's gonna eat his way away. No! He eats the wrong tree, and he gets blocked there. So he goes down. Ling just gives up his life to ward up the enchant camp, but it's not gonna be very effective because what can MUFC do at that point to prevent Tinker from eating those creeps with the March of the Machine? Really nothing, because, well, you can go there, but you cannot really kill the creeps as fast as possible. Mushi now damaging the tower, but it is a trap. Ling again is gonna die there. No, it is actually Winter here. I thought it was an enemy from Orange, but Winter is going to just take Mushi in the air, blast him, and Mushi's just gonna TP blink away, because, well, there's no real problem here. Winter plus Ling, that's not a lot of threat, that's not a lot of damage. Sure, it can disable him for some seconds, but he's just gonna blink away. So we see FZ was trying to get him with the skewer, not gonna get there in time. Net getting a lot of experience from the fact that Tinker has left the lane, and as I was saying, this is very important. When you see a Nyx Assassin played as a support, Nyx Assassin is a hero that leads a lot of levels, like a Sand King. So, leaving the middle lane for your Nyx Assassin to get some more levels, it's very, very good for him. And that's gonna be healthy for your team. Tinker is up to his boost of travel now. So, he's gonna be able to just TP around, stun people, and not stun people, damage people, push the lanes. FZ taking a bit of damage, a bit of harassment coming from that Net Strike and the Nyx Assassin. You see that Elastic denies now, Mushi is just pulling up ahead. And TFG, he's gonna have a hard time catching up because, well, Anti-Mage seems like he decided to go for Portraits before going for the Battle Fury, so he's not rushing a naked Battle Fury. It looks like he's very, very concerned about getting those stats. It's very surprising, as usually Mushi, we see him going for a very greedy build when he sees that he's not getting contested, and he was really having a free lane on the top. But there's a Weaver, there's a Doom. He might be concerned about this potential gank ability from the Doom just coming up and dooming his ass, and then Mushi, he cannot blink anymore with the Doom on his face. You see that he even got 2 level Spell Shield. That's a very defensive build. That's Mushi really being scared with the power threats in strength mode before rushing for the Battle Fury and 2 level Spell Shield. That really screams to my ears that he doesn't want to get killed by Doom. And since Doom is jungling, he doesn't know where Doom is at all times. So Doom dooming his ass plus Weaver just chasing him down, it might be his death. So that's why we see him playing very defensive here with a very defensive build. So Extinct now is invisible. There is a Sentry Ward, so they see Extinct now just galloping around. Of course, they will be, MUFC will need to start warding with sentries very, very soon in the middle lane and on the safe lane if they don't want the Nyx coming to bust their ass. KYSY is going to get caught here. KYSY is going to start to TP away, and with the blind, he's going to be able to, because that Tinker's Laser is going to give enough time for KYSY to TP away without TFG attacking him. The blind of Tinker's Laser is 3 seconds of no damage whatsoever. So the Weaver, he can't really do much when he's blinded. Mushi's 3 level in Spell Shield. That's just showing the extent of Mushi being scared of magic damage. Ling, oh Ling, RP is gonna get used on Mushi. TP coming in, it is Princess Ahri. Here comes a Doom, and in fact, Anti-Mage very, very, very likely to be doomed. Oh, is there gonna be the deny? Oh, KYSY was the trance. That could have been a huge play, but FZ uses the Shockwave to make sure that nope, Mushi is gonna go the way of MUFC. And can they deny the tower? They can deny the tower. So not only do they get Mushi, they're probably gonna be able to deny the tower as well. I would have laughed if KYSY Trent would have denied Mushi and then killed the tower. That would have been the Hero Trent MVP of the match. But not gonna be the case here. Tinker TPing on the top lane, canceling that. Not very sure where the enemies are, so they are. He is a bit scared. Now he's gonna TP next to tower. No, that's not him. That's Mushi. Mushi coming back. And now he knows that Doom is down, so that's probably going to be his clue to just go back to farming and being pretty safe. So let's take a look at the goal per minute right now. Ohio's on the top with this Tinker. We have Mushi just following him around. Even though he died once, he's farther away from TFG, who is not getting as much farm as as Mushi, as he's getting just harassed down by the Tinker TPing in every time. And what can you really do about that? You can dodge the rockets by using your Sakuchi, but you can't really farm when the Marks of the Machine is there because it's just dealing so much damage. Smoke Gang coming up, it is Net and Leshrac looking to get a kill on TFG. TFG is hidden behind his tower, he knows something's wrong, and he decides to go for Ring of Basilius. So is that going to be a Ring of Kula? That's a Weaver that is going for a fairly early game build with Ring of Basilius, going into Ring of Kula. And maybe even a drum. That's, I mean, he got a power trait, so he's very tanky. No, he's going even for Vanguard. That's a Weaver that has a lot of HP. KY was coming in. They want TFG. TFG is gonna Sakuchi around, trying to hide. No, he's just gonna stay around. It's very hard to kill him right now. He's just gonna Sakuchi some more. Is there a Sentry Ward? There's not any Sentry Ward here. And, well, Weaver's just gonna TP away. Net, not really sure what they were trying to do, trying to accomplish without any dust, without any sentry. Mushi is still farming. He is up to the Claymore, so he's only 800 gold short of that Battle Fury. Ohio just pushing those lanes. He has the Soul Ring, has the bottle, so he has almost infinite mana right now. And now he's going to go for probably, I say very probably, a 4-staff. It could be also a Dagon, but when we see Tinker going for Dagon, they almost always build the Null Talisman first because it just gives a lot of stats. And with the Trance, with the Leshrac's Level Edict, the tower's taking a good amount of damage. Now we see Smoke Gang coming from Winter, FZ, Ling, Ari, everyone is here. They want to get some return kills, but are they going to be able to? It looks like they will not, and that is a bit of a mistake. They take too much time to get there. They want to get someone. Maybe Ohio is going to be the target. Ohio is just going to run straight into FZ. RP is going to be used, and now R is here. They are not going to be even using the Doom here. Ari just saving that up and scaring that TP away. And you see that he is going to go for that Shadow Amulet. So Shadow Blade is going to be up on that Doombringer pretty much in a, well, fairly set amount of gold. 1.2k gold needed here. Doom doesn't go for the Face Boots. He goes for the Chunkyul Boots. So that's a Doom that's not so scary at the moment. The only thing he can do is just Doom you, and he doesn't even have level death. So he can Doom you, ensnare you, and then walk around and hit you in the face with his 95 damage per hit. So at the moment, Doom is just here as a silencer. He goes there, he silences you, deals some damage with Doom, and just walk around with the Scorched Earth to chase you down. That's the amount of damage Doom can do. Ohio, bottom lane, still defending the push against TFG. TFG with the Vanguard, very hard to kill, as I said already. He has the Sakushi, he has the Timeless, and he has a shitty amount. He has a healthy amount of HP. Now we see KYXY. What the hell is that TP? He wants to get someone, but here comes FZ with the big skewer. They even do Mushi up, and Mushi is running around with the Doom. He has level 4 in Spell Shield, so he's very hard to kill. Ohio though is gonna go down now. Weaver taking that kill. Extinct on the run. Mushi on the run. Mushi. Oh! There's no more Doom on him. They did pick up Extinct though. And then here we see Net. Net is gonna get that kill on Doom before going down his as well. That's a 1-4-4 trade. Orange really throwing a lot of kills to MUFC right now. I'm not really sure what they were expecting. KY, so I just pulled up an RTP of... I mean, RTK is known for his suicidal tendency with Nature's Prophet, TPing behind enemy lines. But this was really KYX pulling up an RTK, TPing right behind the tower into 4 enemies and just dying immediately as a result. Plus they got Mushi in that Doom, so Mushi not able to do so much. Net coming up, TPing in with the Spike Carpus activated, wanted to make sure he couldn't get a pick off on that Keeper of Light. Oh, Weaver has to be careful, taking a lot of damage, but Mushi unable to catch up to the Weaver. I mean, look at that, Sakuchi. There's only 2 seconds during which you're not invisible, because Sakuchi lasts for 4 seconds, and the cooldown is 6 seconds, so that's 2 seconds of visibility. And if you have to just run after the Weaver during those 2 seconds, you're not going to be able to do a whole lot of damage. Anti-Mage now with the Battle Fury completed, and Quellblade is just farming his ass off, eating away at the creeps of the enemy jungle. And Nyx Assassin and Extinct right now standing on the high ground, waiting for a kill. But that's probably not going to happen. Are they visible by the ward? I think they are not. So Nyx Assassin right now haven't had a huge impact on the game. And he's gonna go invisible, but there's a ward, Sentry ward here, so he has to be careful. He's gonna be finding Princess Ari, but little does he know, there's everyone here, and now Net is doomed, and he cannot use any more spells. He's gonna get netted as well, and that's the death of Net. Trying to find someone, not gonna be able to. Extinct, very likely to go down as well. Look at the damage coming from Weaver. He only has a Yasha right now as damage item, but that's just enough. He doesn't need any more. Plus, we have Rubik stealing up stealing up the Vendetta, so he was also running around trying to find a pickup here, but he's not finding anyone. Winter planning on the Sentry Ward, making sure that there's no one going into. Oh, Mushi. Just gonna steal the creeps away from Ari. He knows that the Doom is down. It was used on Net, so he's not scared at the moment. And let's see what he's gonna build next. Well, we see that he's bidding 2 TP scrolls. Is that gonna be a Manta style? Probably. I mean, with Manta style, you could like technically jump on Doom, split, and drain his mana away very, very quickly. Oh, TFG, you don't want to fight Mushi one-on-one. But we see someone's getting TP'd, recalled, and it is going to be Winter going on the top lane. We see that he's going to use that Vendetta. He's going to get 4-staff. KYXY, you are in a whole lot of trouble, sir. And he's going to get skewered around. KYXY is going to use that ultimate before he dies, and Winter is going to even steal it. So stealing up that Vendetta, and then stealing up that Breath of Nature. Winter is getting the spells, the right spells at the right time at the moment. Mushi, you see that TFG is just harassing Mushi so fast. Mushi, even with a poor man's shield, he doesn't have a Vanguard, he doesn't have anything like that Weaver who can just pretty much stay on the lane with that sustain from the Vanguard. And Mushi, he only has the Battle Fury to heal up. He doesn't have a Tranquil Boots of anything. We see that TFG, neither TFG nor Mushi going for the Tranquil Boots, so the nerf still affected them pretty much. I mean, it's still a very good laning item, as you can just stay around and keep around on the lane without eating any tangos. But in the fight, it's a bit more dangerous to go down to 25 movement speed. We see KYXY, he got that Mechans, so he has the healing potential. Net, and Net has the Arcane Boots. Extinct has Arcane Boots as well, so that's a lot of mana. Tinker got the 4-staff, and Ling is getting pushed away by the rocket, but not before he gets that little ward there. Ling has a Gem of True Sight as well. So now MUFC, true to their captain, decided to get a very early gem. You pretty much can remember the co-casting in, I think it was G League final from Winter with when he was with LD. The general gist was get a gem. You're winning, get a gem to further your winnings. Basically, you just take away the enemy map control. As you're winning, you can pretty much assure that you're not going to lose a gem. To drill the nail in the coffin, you get a gem. And if you're losing, to come back. Oh, FZ whiffing that RP, not gonna get anyone with neither the RP nor the skewer. Big blunder here by FZ. Not really sure. He just missed by a sliver here, but it's still a miss. A miss. What do you want me to say? And as I was saying, if you're losing, get a gem as well to just come back into the game by taking away the enemy vision and making sure you're not gonna get yanked easily. And Orange, what can I say? The Nyx Assassin really not doing so much in that game. And the Doom working very well at the moment. But late game, can they really face up a farmed up anti-mage? Because that's what Mushi's getting up to. And oh, in the meantime, Nature's Prophet getting solo kill by... No, not solo kill. I guess TFG also did some damage. They get a tower now. Speed Aura on Doom, who's just running at 467 movement speed per second. Mushi is getting skewered around, but yeah, spell shield's level 4, so he doesn't really mind at the moment. Not getting another item at the moment. Mushi, usually we see him getting really farmed out very, very fast. You see that he's up to 200 creep kills right now, but problem is, gold per minute is not, it's under 500, so it's by no means a bad amount. But we are used to see Mushi really dominate the game and getting a huge, ridiculous amount of gold per minute. Not the case here. He doesn't have the Manta Style yet, if that's what he wants to get. And it looks like he wants to get that because, well, he has a Yasha. So KYXY avoiding that FZ skewer again. Would have been pretty dead there for KYXY if he gets skewered, because now Magnus also has a 4-staff. 4-staff on Keeper Alive as well. Rubik, pretty much nothing, but that's the hard life of a roll 5 when you're a support. Doom got a Dream of Endurance as well. Bit more tankiness, bit more movement speed. And Weaver is going to go for that MKB. We see the damage picked up. KYXY is trying to escape, but probably, yeah, he's gonna be able to, thanks to that mech. Mech really saving him here, giving him 250 bonus health as well as a lot of armor to mitigate the damage coming from the right clicks of the Weaver. Ned is hiding in these trees, maybe waiting for a prey, but has to be careful. Remember, Ling now has the Gem of True Sight, and if you see Ned coming up, he has a 4-staff to get away if he's really, really in a pickle. So what is Doom building towards? We see that KYXY's strength are always scouting around in the forest, so at least they know where the enemies are. And Ohio, he doesn't really mind at the moment. He just TPs around, farm around, and he's going for that ultimate orb. That's very likely to be a rush for the Sheepstick. He knows they need to lock down the Weaver, as Weaver is starting to get very, very, very powerful. And Ned is gonna run into Ling. Oh no, Ling! Ling is gonna force stamp himself away from the Impale. Really, really clutch move here. Ling, if he died there, that would have been a gem. And Ling is also going for ultimate orb. So Ling is going to go for a rush for the Sheepstick as well, to add insult to injury on that anti-mage, who has now the Manta Style completed. Thankfully, Ari doesn't use the... No! Oh no! Oh no! As soon as I say that, I was going to say, thankfully, Ari doesn't use the Doom on the illusion, since, like, Weaver, not Weaver, Net going down on Ari, and Ari is gonna get mana burned to death, as well as mana voided. So Weaver takes a bottom tower here. They take down Orange a top tower and a Doom as a present. And I really don't know how they, like, MUFC. Rubik picked up the wrong guy here. He picked up an illusion, and then Doom another illusion after Mushi blinked away. So I'm not really sure if it's lag or something, but yeah, let's check. Yeah, Princess Ari is playing with more than 100 ping compared to the others who are under 100 ping. So it's not a lot, but it could be the difference. And I really love the fact that KYXY is still putting the trends around, always going for the trends in the jungle, so they know if someone's here, and they know if Mushi can safely steal the creeps away from the dark side, the radiant side. So Mushi. Oh, Mushi. Looks like they're gonna find a sentry rune. MUFC wanted to make sure that Orange wasn't using Roshan at the moment. Tinker getting closer and closer to that Sheepstick at the moment. Mushi just farming away so close to the enemies, but he doesn't mind. And you see that Mushi rolling out of control. 261 creep kills. Holy crap, Mushi is getting farmed. KYXY 4-staff as well. So that's not your typical Shadow Blade Nature's Prophet. Gonna go for damage. Gonna go for those big crits. It is gonna be a full utility Nature's Prophet with 4-staff, mech. Oh, they find Ari here, and Ari is gonna get 4-staff away. He's almost dead, but not quite, and he's gonna survive there, thanks to the amount of movement speed that he has. Oh, whoa, the rocket's 26 HP. The combination of Scorched Earth and the speed aura from the Cobalt. Oh no, in the meantime, we see Magnus getting Tinker with an RP. Ned now caught. Ned is gonna get impaled, and Ned is going to die from a shockwave. KYXY is trying to escape, gonna try to TP away, and FZ doesn't have a skewer anymore. So they trade 2 for 0. They don't get the kill on Doom. and they lose the Nyx Assassin and the Tinker. Tinker who was getting closer to that Cheapseek as I was saying, so that's just delaying his Cheapseek more and more. And in the meantime, Weaver, he is really getting the farm. In fact, he has already picked up that MKB. So he has MKB, Vanguard, as well as Yasha, so he's pretty tanky, and he deals a shit ton of damage now. Weaver dealing more than 200 damage per swing, plus the Minisem from the MKB, making sure that the enemy won't be able to just TP in front of him, like KYXY. In fact, KYXY might be the first to experiment that pain coming from the MKB. He's just waiting for KYXY to move a bit further in, and oh, TFG, oh, he's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for it, and now KYXY, you're in a lot of trouble. Oh no, he misses! Oh, he doesn't miss, never mind. But Net waiting for the exact last moment, and TFG is out of mana now. But he's gonna use that time lapse. He's gonna get the kill, and he's gonna get away. Oh no, he might not be able to get away. He's still very fast. We see Ohio trying desperately to cut TFG. TFG is gonna get ported back by the Keeper of Light, and he escapes. So you see the power of Weaver right here. If you don't have enough lockdown, he's just gonna take your life and get away. 4 people committing to trying to kill the Weaver and not succeeding, losing the Nature's Prophet in the meantime. In the process, I mean. So top tower is gonna get pushed down, and MUFC really,
you know the drill,
drilling the nail here. The gold graph is pretty much even at that point due to Mushi really farming up, but the experience graph just shows a totally different story. They're up to 7.5k experience at the moment, and they're just getting everything. So remember guys, this is the finals of the GMPGL Malaysia, GMPGL, which is the GST, the Gigabyte monthly pro gaming tour or something. Not really sure. And anyway, MUFC, Orange, they're both going to go in GST main event in April. So of course there's a ticket for that if you are watching on the stream. It's I think $3 for the GST April and May. And you get to play, you get to see the finals of each GMPGL. You have 8 GMPGL. You have, for example, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines. You have Malaysia. You have also the non-South Asia who used to host games for example, Chain Stack or Rising Star from China. And you, of course, will have the main event. So the main event taking place over a weekend. No, I think 4 days, with group stages and single elimination bracket. Plus you have the GST Challenge, which is 2 of the best team of GST April and May normally. So they get the 2 winners from the GST, and they pit them against 2 Chinese team. Last time we had LGD China and LGD International. So last GST Challenge was MUFC and Orange facing up LGD International and LGD China. And this time, we're not really sure yet, as the Chinese team has a tournament called Ace, and Ace seems to be quite inflexible with the schedule, so they may not accept for Chinese team playing in Ace to play in any other tournament. So, not really sure what MUFC is doing right now, just trying to deal some damage to Roshan and then getting away, making sure that Orange wasn't trying to sneak a Roshan on them, but they were not. Mushi is in the mid lane. He got a Heart to Rask. That is very important as Mushi... Winter, come on! Winter... He just used telekinesis on the creep. That's not good. I mean, coming from FZ, I would have understood because FZ is kind of starved at the moment. But Winter, you just got to eat before the game, and FZ was just standing there and chatting with me to make sure if the game was going to take place. Magnus got a Black King bar, and as I said, FZ right now is starved. He has not eaten for a good amount of time, and he's going to go in Netolic League after that, playing against First Departure. So I'm not even sure he's going to eat anytime soon. Poor guy. But, you know, Dota is what is important right now, and winning is even more, as MUFC and Orange, they have this grudge history, always trying to see who's the best. MUFC has a lot of Orange player, Orange has a lot of MUFC player. Mushi's gonna get caught, Mushi's gonna get doomed, and Mushi is trying to escape, but will he be able to? FZ is gonna force Staff Blink and Skewer just to get that anti-mage, and anti-mage goes down at the cost of 2 ultimates. Doom was used, RP was used, but they don't care, they got Mushi, and with that, they may be trying to get Roshan. Now, anti-mage, he can buy back if they really want to fight. But the question is, do they really want to fight? Nat is coming in, they want to fight. We see the sheep coming on Winter. Winter is gonna get absolutely burst down. He's still not dead, and Nat dies before. Now Winter falls as well. Now we see FZ is gonna skewer Mushi back, but Mushi now having free reign over the enemy team because there's no more Doom. There's no more RP. Oh, Extinct! We see TFG just dismantling everyone on the back foot. Orange losing Nature's Prophet, losing Nyx Assassin, losing Leshrac, buyback from Nature's Prophet as well. And they want Roshan. They say, no sir, I don't want you to. Oh, Winter is gonna get caught here. Winter is gonna get killed here, and TFG is going to die as well, as he didn't have the cooldown on his time lapse. Now Princess Ari might be in a lot of trouble. Mushi, in fact, is chasing after Ling, but he is gonna get mana leaked, and with the mana leak, Mushi cannot chase, as he's gonna be out of mana very, very quickly. Mana leak, in fact, is excellent against any kind of melee hero late game, and in fact, any kind of carry hero, like a Weaver that has to chase you around. Mobile heroes, they really hate that mana leak because you cannot dispel it. Mana leak doesn't get dispelled by Mantis style, so Anti-Mage going for a Hyperstone. What's that? It seems like no one wants to give away Roshan. TFG just man fighting Mushi. Oh, RP! But better Impale. Here comes the Doom on Mushi. Mushi, oh, TFG might go down. No, he doesn't die here. He's gonna be able to use the time lapse. Mushi goes down. In fact, he gets killed by Roshan. And now TFG is trying to kill someone, but now he's very low on health. He knows he can't really afford to take too much damage. Extinct goes down, and Net is gonna go down as well. This is no buyback this time, and it's gonna be Princess Ari getting killed by Roshan. No, he survives with very low health. And finally, after trading so many fistfights here, it is going to be MUFC getting Roshan and the Gem of True Sight back. It was Orange Gem, so it's even an enemy's gem. In fact, yeah, Keeper of Light Link still has his gem. He didn't die during those fights, and he has the Sight of Vice. Monkey King Borer, Yasha, Aegis. Weaver has the Mental Stall if he wants. And that means he will be able to dispel the blind, I guess. That's probably the only use I can see here. There's not a lot of other thing that he could dispel. And Anti-Mage, Hyperstone thought up. I guess he probably wants to go for Cuirass. I mean, that would make sense as far as lessening the damage from the Weaver, as Weaver really just cut all his supports right now to pieces, and there's no one else that can get it. Whoa! Ohio just laying down the smackdown with the rockets, but not gonna do a whole lot. They're just gonna take the tower and back off. KYXY. Right now, Orange, I hate to say that, but in a straight-on 5 versus 5 fight, I don't see them coming on the top due to the RP, due to the sheep stick, and the Doom. The Doom, I mean, that Doom always kills up Mushi, and with the Doom, Anti-Mage doesn't even burn mana. It takes away the mana break, it takes away the blink, it takes away the mana void. I think it also takes away the spell shield. Not really sure. I'll have to see that. Doom normally cancels every passive ability, but there's still some ability that goes as an exception for Doom. So I'm not really sure if spell shield is one of those exceptions. So right now, Orange, I think what they can do and what they have to do is just split push all the way. They have a Anti-Mage, they have a Nature's Prophet, they have a Tinker. That's screaming split push for me. That's just a lineup that just shines in split pushing. But the problem is, Nature's Prophet right now is super poor. So even if he wants to split push, the Weaver is just going to come out of nowhere with the Sakuchi because he's so mobile, and he's going to cut him in half. And he can't even TP away because now he has the Monkey King board to just mini-stun him and prevent him from TPing away. Weaver, TFG up to 4.3k gold. Princess Ari is invisible. He got a Asud Caress as well. So now, not only he's tankier, but he is dishing a healthy dose of damage. You see that with the Empower, he has 250 damage per swing. So that's nothing to be... That's not to be laughed at. It's a lot of damage, and it's a lot of attack speed. Plus you get the -5 armor. With the crit coming from the Alpha Wolf, he just he just changed it right now. But with the Alpha Wolf, he was hitting for 250 damage. Without the Alpha Wolf and the Empower, he's just hitting for 210. And now with only the shadow, the basic items, he has 150 damage per swing. Mushi might be in a little bit of trouble here. We see disconnection from Weaver. Garfield lagging. That's his name. TFG. It's called the Garfield. Well, I'm learning new stuff here. Rubik also got the Ghost Scepter, so he cannot get bursted down by Mushi as fast anymore. Magnus is on his way to a Refresher Orb, and we're gonna take a look if the music has been fixed. Okay, so I get the Roshan music now. Okay, no problem. No, I still get, in fact, the music from the picking phase, so I guess that's a bug I have to report to the dev forums. In the meantime, since we do not want that music along the game, we're just gonna cut it again. Too bad for that. So, what do we have? We have Net. Oh, Net is so poor. Nyx Assassin, as I said, in that game, has such low impact. Very, very, very sad at the moment. Let's see the pings. Okay, so Weaver's back in the game. Tinker got the sheep stick. We have seen that in the fight in the Rosh Pit. He sheeped Winter. Lashrak has the point booster, but nothing else. And KYXY. Oh my god, KYXY. He has a lot of last hit denies, but gold per minute wise, he's behind the Magnus. He is, in fact, only 10 gold per minute ahead of Ling. That's pretty sad. So what do we have else as item goes? Let's see. Let's open the item tabs. So MUFC pretty farmed up, as you see. We have both supports here. MUFC have Ghost Scepter on one and Sheep Stick as well, 4 staff on the other. We have Princess Ari, as I said, with the Shadow Blade and the Acid Cuirass as well as Drum. We have the Weaver with MKB, Vanguard, Yasha, and 4.6k gold, and we have FZ with with the 4 staff, with the Blink Dagger, with the BKB, and with the Oblivion staff. On the other side, the farm is just not evenly distributed at all. I mean, they might only show 5k gold difference, but if you take a look at the items right now, it's so obvious that Mushi is getting all the farm in that team, whereas Invasion MUFC, they have items on everyone. Net is poor as fuck, Extinct is poor as fuck, KYXY is not that rich, and Ohio is okay-ish at the moment. Net worth wise, we can see it is just showing 20k, 14k, and the rest is just below. I mean, KYXY is even below Ling in terms of net worth, and it's not looking good for Orange. But as I was saying, Orange, they still have the split push ability, and we have seen split push win more than once. So ping not stable at the moment. This is game 1, by the way. Oh no. When I said RTK, I see some people asking in the chat. It's not RTK. I'm just saying he's pulling off an RTK because he was just TPing in the middle of the enemy, which is something RTK loves to do when he is with his Nature's Prophet. But he's not RTK. He's totally not RTK. He is KYXY. Don't worry about that. Oh, and yeah, TFG just drops again from the game. So yeah, his ping is definitely not stable. MUFC, as far as understood, they have to play in Netolic League afterwards. So I don't really know. I don't really know how it's gonna go now. So Okay. So I guess MUFC Winter actually talked with the logo. Talked with it. Sorry, talked with the admins from. And I have to add a logo to. Okay, so WD. I add logo between games. No problem. Don't worry. Yeah, let's just move away from the annoying TP sound. So for those who don't know, there's currently a conflict between GMPGL Malaysia and Netolic East for the next game. MUFC is supposed to play against First Departure, I think, right now. Or, yeah, right now. So I'm not really sure how that's going to go around. This is game 1, by the way, and GMPGL Malaysia Finals is supposed to be best of 3. So I know Mushi and Winter have talked together. I'm not really sure what they have decided. They have decided to play right now at least one game. So either it's going to be best of 1 in the end, if Mushi decided to go that way, or it's just, you know, playing one game and just, you know, to hell with it. After that, they get def win because MUFC can't play game 2 and 3. But I must say, it's always sad to see Orange versus MUFC not being able to be played. And Orange, I asked them a lot before that. I tried to reschedule the game as well, but unfortunately, they're going for, I think, Thailand for the next week because they have, I don't know, tournaments or boot camp or whatever. So they weren't able to reschedule the game. They had to play it now. And since TFG is lagging the hell out, I'm not really sure how that's going to go. So by the way, guys, I'm Dodo Talk Myzzrym. Not really Dodo Talk anymore since the fact is I'm retiring from casting. I used to cast a lot for South Asia games. A lot of small games, a lot of small tournaments. The problem is that I am not looking to go pro, like Beyond the Summit or anything, so I don't have a lot of times. It's just like a, you know, hobby of mine. So I'm just casting games because those are good games, and there was no English caster here for Orange vs MUFC, which is always a shame, as Orange vs MUFC, promise of good games. You can't really go and ignore those games, so I just went back to casting. It's always enjoyable as well. And I'm not going to cast a whole lot on that channel. I'm very likely to be playing a lot of matchmaking instead. But if you like what I'm doing, if you want to support me, you can always follow that channel. You can also follow me on Twitter, on Facebook, or on YouTube. I am also the authors of the Advanced Mechanic videos and League of Legends 2. So, you know, it's always nice to see some comments, some, you know, any kind of feedback on whatever you're doing, which is casting or playing or whatever. So yeah, don't hesitate to give some feedbacks. And thank you guys for watching, by the way. So I'm not really sure when this game is going to unpause. At the moment, TFG seems to be quite far deep into disconnect land, but and without music, it's actually pretty silent here. So let's just add some music in the meantime. Alright, so back into the game now. Thankfully, TFG has not dropped from the game. The orange squad making a guerrilla tactic and hiding in the trees, waiting for someone to come top to probably kill him, but that's the Doom you're talking about. How are you gonna kill a Doom that has Shadow Blade as well as Acid Grass and a Dram of Endurance? You're not gonna kill him, that's the answer. You're totally not gonna kill him. Especially if you only have 3+. I mean, right now KYXY doesn't deal a whole lot of damage, so even if you gank with Net and Extinct with the TP coming from the Nature's Prophet, where's the damage coming from? You have no damage. Oh, Mushi, no! Mushi! Oh no, Mushi! Oh, Mushi, you are the worst possible place, but he's so tanky. He might escape there. No, Doom is on the chase. Oh, Doom. Oh, here comes it. Nope! He blinks away. Whoa, Mushi. He dodged the bullet here. He really dodged the bullet. Thankfully, the RP plus the sheep plus the telekinesis was not enough to kill him. They don't have enough damage without TFG and without the Doom right next to him.
Somebody's cooking.
Well, never mind. Mushi's gonna get a return kill on Winter. And now they're chasing. So the game is not over yet by any mean, guys. It is still going on, 21-7. The goal graph and the experience graph show that MUFC is in the lead. But remember, this is a Mushi we're talking about. This is a Mushi on an anti-mage, plus Ohio on the Tinker. Two legendary heroes for split pushing, as well as KYXY on the Nature's Prophet. And they take the bottom Radiant Tower. There's only one tier 2 tower standing for both teams. And MUFC's 5-man is strong, but the problem is, can they really 5-man when they have so much split potential on the orange side? We see now Keeper of Light, he got as a mech as well. So he's... Look at that Keeper of the Light, Ling is so farm, it's stupid at the moment. It's a mech, a 4-staff, a Side of Vice, a gem. So many items, so many items. And Doom now, it looks like he's gonna go for a hard. So he's gonna go for a full tank build, going into the fight, just walking at the enemy and just not fearing anything. Magnus is very close to the refresher orb. He just needs 2,000 gold more, and he gets it. KYXY is still farming. He has the Sheepstick Stone, and when he gets the Sheepstick, those 3-man ganks are going to be much more scary, with Nets coming in, Extincts following up, and the Nature's Prophet TPing afterwards, because that's a lot of disables. Ari, oh, he's almost moving with haste right now. Ohio, you don't want to be there. Doom on Ohio, that's a very dead Ohio. Goodbye. Oh, KYXY, you don't want to TP. KYXY making a little bit of TP move here, and Mushi. Mushi is gonna blink away, TP away, and there he goes. Mushi is alive. That Doom pick is really crapping all over everyone. As soon as he, like, I think the kill rate of Doom whenever he dooms someone is 100% that game. Whenever someone has gotten Doom in this game, he got killed. Like, there's never ever anyone escaping from the Doom because of the fact that the Doom target is always getting focused down. And Doom, that's 15 seconds of Doom as well. That's insane amount of time. Super long, super annoying. And he's not really, you know, he's not gonna go for a Scepter because that's not the point of Doom right now. The reason he used Doom is not to deal the damage. The reason he used Doom is to just crap on the anti-mage or on the Tinker. For 15 seconds they can't use any spells, they can't use any items, and that means they are screwed. Totally screwed. Extinct. Oh, Extinct, he smells something's fishy. He's gonna hide in the trees, and that's gonna save his life. And again, KYXY on par with his scouting. I must say, KYXY, the reason why Orange haven't died as much is probably due to KYXY just getting the scout around. Oh, Mushi is gonna catch up that Winter with the help of KYXY with the sheep stick. And they're getting those kills. That's the important thing. Ari is just waiting around to see if Ling is in trouble. Ling is indeed in trouble. But are they gonna be able to... Oh no, it's a 2v5 right now. Ling is gonna get caught. Ling is gonna get brought down. No, Ari is gonna be the target here. He's gonna use Invis. They don't have vision. They can't see him. And Ling TP's out. Doom just walks away. That's a 5 versus 2 that they don't... My lord, they didn't get any kills. This is very, very bad. They really had to get something done, but the problem is Net was chasing after Ling, and Net was the one having the Central Wards, so they don't get either kills. Ohio gets the TP away. Thankfully, no Ministun coming from the MKB. TFG really, really unlucky on that one. Plus, you can't blind him anymore. I mean, MKB, blind isn't going to do anything. Weaver... Who the hell am I kidding? I was saying Weaver might be wanting to go for Manta style. He had like 4 or 5k gold in his bank account. He goes straight for a Daedalus. So Weaver is just dealing so much damage at the moment that whoever she's targeting is just gonna melt down in a mere amount of not even 2 seconds. Anti-Mage might be the only exception to that case. And he also got an Esud Cuirass. You never see that coming. You never see the Esud Cuirass on the Anti-Mage because, well, the illusions don't benefit from straight-on armor and straight-on attack speed buff. But he really needs it. Winter, once again, just telekinesis a creep. That's the second time, Winter. Getting tired of your shit. You really gotta step it up. Never mind. Winter. He's such a good player. Who could flame him? Ohio. 4.2k gold as well. What is he gonna build next? Could go for Shiva's Gourd. Technically, it would help him a lot against the Weaver because it gives you more armor, and also it would give you more control in the team fight due to the slow. But he could also go for a Ghost Scepter because of the fact that Weaver will be trying to hunt him down. That's almost certain. And with the Ghost Scepter, he could go for a Ethereal Blade. Not for the damage, but for the fact that Ethereal Blade on Weaver would mean that Weaver is out of the fight for 3 seconds because he can't attack through the Ethereal form. Even if he has MKB, that's just, you're unable to attack when you're in Ghost form. So at the moment, Tinker just keeping enough money for buyback. Anti-Mage, that's 7k like 7k gold. I mean, that's an unhealthy amount of gold. The only thing you could do right now is just sell the power trades to get boost of travel and then get one more item, but not even sure he wants to do that. Winter might be in a little bit of trouble here. Ling is here as well. They want to catch someone, but someone's going to get TP'd in. It is going to be TFG. TFG, oh no, Extinct, you are probably dead. 2 clicks, and there goes the Leshrac. They denied the gem as well. And you see Wuxi just playing this split push game. The tower already taking so much damage. Half of the HP from the tower is gone for nothing. I mean, Mushi didn't even get to get damaged, and now it looks like MUFC, they want to get Roshan. They say, okay, now we defended against Mushi. Mushi is not pressuring that top tower anymore, so we want Roshan. But is that going to be a good idea? Mushi is here. Mushi is going to get telekinesis, he's going to get RP, he's going to get sheep. But the sheep used a bit too early. Mushi might survive because of this. He does survive because of this, and then FZ is in trouble. We see Doom is not here yet. Mushi survives because they don't get the sheep timing right. This is a huge blunder. This is a small mistake that's going to be turning the game around. Buyback coming from everyone, but everyone already died. Now Mushi, he is doomed, but he doesn't care. Look at that. He just tanks up Ari. Ari, he's gonna be able to get Mushi, but he doesn't mind. Mushi just buys back immediately. That's gonna be like a free heal for him. They lose 3, even 4, I think, in that exchange. That is a big mistake. Yeah, they lose 3 and 2 buybacks. And now since they don't have buybacks on the Weaver, and on the Keeper of Light, I'm not sure they can contest this. And Mushi's gonna get a Aegis. So TFG, he has no more buybacks, and Mushi has no more buybacks, but Mushi doesn't care because he has an Aegis instead. That just shows you how little one small mistake can turn the entire fight around. If Ling didn't sheep right after the RP, Mushi would have died. If Mushi would have died, the fight would have been so much different. And now Tinker gets a Dagon. Tinker gets a Dagon. He's gonna look to snipe off or deal more damage to Weaver. Oh, it looks like KYXY wants to get a pick on Weaver, but Weaver is just gonna hide in trees and TP away. And Weaver, remember, he has no buyback for 5 minutes. Has to be really careful. He can't afford to die. If he dies, that's the entire damage source of MUFC that goes down the drain. You have seen how little damage the anti-mage takes if he doesn't get targeted by Weaver. Oh, anti-mage, Mushi's so farmed. He bought back and see he still has 7k gold. So even if he dies once more, he can just buy straight on an items because he's just so farmed. We have a wishful gank here coming from Winter, but again KYXY with us trend scouting around is not gonna allow that to happen. Oh, they want to cut off someone. It looks like Mushi is here scouting around with an anti-mage. Ari is also scouting around with the Myzzrym, Shadow Blade, and everyone is just sticking around together. Oh, Ling, no! Ling! The sheep comes in. He's still alive. Oh, FZ, use the RP. Refresh, use the second RP. They catch 3, in fact. Extinct is gonna die. Ohio is very low. Ohio's gonna die as well. Mushi, can he deal the damage all on his own? It looks like he can. He's gonna try to bring down FZ. FZ dies here. TFG is dead as well. TFG is dead. That is the big news. Ari is gonna die as well as Tinker buys back and TP's back in. Nyx Assassin, we have TFG also, KYXY, I mean, TPing back in. Mushi is trying to get a kill. Ling is probably gonna die here. Oh, Doom is buying back. Ling is going to die here because Mushi just used the Manta style to take away the blind. And that's gonna be Rex. That's gonna be a Rex. 26 for 15. Who cares? You lose one big fight in the late game, you lose the game. Mushi just showing that even though he's behind, he can do great. Ohio, I must say, with the help of KYXY, I think the supports in that fight, in the last fight, were the one killing the Weaver. They got the Weaver, and that's the important part. The double RP was used, but no damage, as I said. No damage. Mushi, you can doom him all you want, but if you don't have TFG attacking him, he's not gonna die. And that's gonna be Mega Creeps. That is gonna be GG. MUFC leading the games for so long and dropping it after a couple of bad team fights.
Ain't looking so hot.
That's a shame. That's a shame. GG is gonna get called. Ling is gonna tap out. And that's gonna be the end of it. This is gonna be the end of game 1, and I'll have to see with Winter if they go for the Netolic game or if they go for game number 2. So thank you guys for watching as usual. This was the GMPGL Malaysia. You can support the tournament by buying tickets from the GST April and May. Double RP coming in. They get the 2 supports. Ned's still not dead, by the way. Spike Herp is really helping. FZ is gonna get that kill before dying as well. Buybacks coming from everyone. Mushi's getting doomed. Mushi doesn't really mind. Mushi just goes into the fountain and he dies. The Aegis pops. And they're just gonna go on the Ancient. So as I was saying, if you want to support a tournament, this is hosted by Dota Talk. The GST can be bought. The tickets is there in GST April and May. You have the GMPGL's finals. As you can see, this is the GMPGL final for Malaysia. And then you have the GST main tournament, which is group stages into playoffs, 16 teams, and single elimination bracket. So I hope you guys enjoy the game. I'm gonna ask Winter if he goes for game number 2, or if he goes for a Netolic game right now. And this was Dota Talk Myzzrym. You can follow me on Twitch, on Facebook, on Twitter, on pretty much everything, everywhere you want. Thank you for watching, guys. Just gonna ask around now.